Well, the new pattern or the new pattern of the question paper for all the subject will be the same. So far as the new pattern of the question is concerned, let me make it clear. There will be two parts. There will be two parts in your question paper. That is part A. That is part A. That is of 40 marks. 40 marks. 40 marks. Part A and part B. That will be of also 40 marks. Okay, there will be two parts. That will be part A and part B. Now let us see what will be the part B. What are the questions that will be asked? In part B, in a part A, you will be asked about reading section. First of all, part A, reading section. Reading 20 marks. Question number 1 of 10 marks, question number 2 of 10 marks, MCQ. That will be also MCQ. That will be MCQ. 20 marks reading, 10 and 10, two passages. There will be two passages that will be given there, and you have to answer these questions. But all the question will be MCQ. You have to choose the most suitable answer and only to write the answers. That will be very easy for you. Now, from the literature, in part A, literature, that will be of 10 marks. In part A, 10 marks literature will be also there. Then 10 marks grammar. Question number 3 will be literature. Question number 4 will be grammar. That will be also of 10 marks. So 20, 10 and 10, that is 40 marks. In literature, it will be also based on MCQ. In grammar, it is MCQ. How the marks will be distributed, I will tell you. As in reading, 10 marks MCQ. Now come to the literature. In literature, you will be asked objective questions. In literature, you will be asked 5 marks MCQ, two questions only, of 5 marks each. 5 marks each. In literature, 2 questions. That will be question number 3 and 4. 3 and 4. 3 and 4, 5 marks. It will be also MCQ. It will be also MCQ. Now come to the question number 6. Question number 5 will be grammar. Grammar. 3 marks. Question number 5 of the 3 marks. कितने मार्क्स का होगा? 3 मार्क्स का MCQ, 15 मार्क्स का MCQ, then 4 marks का MCQ. That will be of 10 marks. 3, 3, 4 MCQs. So in this way, you will be asked in part A. 40 marks question will be asked in the 40 marks. 40% marks, 40 marks, question of 40 marks will be asked. Okay? In part B, now part A, that is 20 marks reading, In part A, that is 20 marks reading, 10 marks literature, 10 marks grammar, all MCQ. Part A will be entirely MCQ. So you have to be very careful while attempting part A. All the answers are given. You have to be a little bit careful. And if you are careful, you could score very well. Because 40 marks, you have to not write a single thing. You have to just choose the right answer and only copy it. So in this way, it will be very easy for you to get 40 marks. But at the same time, it is very difficult. MCQ is very dangerous. If you write incorrect answers, you are going to lose one answer. So my dear children, before attempting part A, you are requested to read the question again and again and try to get the right answer. Reading passage, it is very easy, 20 marks. Grammar is also, answers are given, very easy. But you have to be very careful. Now come to the part B. It will be also of 40 marks. Yes, part A will be totally MCQ. Part A totally based MCQ. 40 मार्क्स का MCQ होगा. उसमें 20 मार्क्स की लिटरेचर होंगे, 20 मार्क्स का रीडिंग होगा, 10 मार्क्स का लिटरेचर होगा, 10 मार्क्स का ग्रामर होगा. नाउ कम टू द पार्ट 2. पार्ट 2 में क्या होगा कि राइटिंग 10 मार्क्स की होगी. एक एनालिटिकल पैराग्राफ 5 नंबर का और एक लेटर ऑफ कंप्लेन, लेटर ऑफ इट टू एडिटर, वो 5 मार्क्स का, 10 मार्क्स की राइटिंग होगी. बहुत ईजी. तो ये 10 मार्क्स की राइटिंग होगी लेटर, और एक एनालिटिकल पैराग्राफ 5 मार्क्स का, जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 8 और 9 होगा. ठीक है. फिर लिटरेचर 30 मार्क्स का लिटरेचर हो जाएगा बेटा. इसका मतलब समझ लीजिए कि आपके टेक्स्ट बुक से 30 + 10 40 मार्क्स लिटरेचर से आ रहा है. ये बहुत बड़ा चेंज आया है. पहले लिटरेचर से क्वेश्चन सिर्फ 30 मार्क्स के आते थे. तो 2 पार्ट बना दिया है कि जो पार्ट आपको इजी रहे, बच्चे जो कम अगर थॉरो पढ़ेंगे तो 40 मार्क्स बहुत आसानी से आ जाएगा. इससे पार्ट बी में भी उसको, अगर बच्चों ने उसको केयरफुली पढ़ा है तो वो 80 मार्क्स लाना बड़ा ही आसान हो जाएगा. 30 मार्क्स जो हो गए आपके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 जो होगा वो डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन होगा 2-2 नंबर का, 4. क्वेश्चन नंबर 11 जो होगा 3 नंबर के क्वेश्चन 2 ठे लिखने पड़ेंगे, 6 मार्क्स. उसके बाद क्वेश्चन नंबर जब 12 होगा वो 100 मार्क 5 मार्क्स का होगा, 100 से 21. तो 5 और 13 ओनली 13 क्वेश्चन होंगे. तो इस तरह से आपको सैम्पल पेपर में क्वेश्चन पेपर का पैटर्न देखने को मिला है. आप उसको रिवाइज करें और इसको पढ़ें. नाउ कम टू द पोएम एमेंडा. टुडे आई विल डिस्कस द क्वेश्चन आंसर एंड सम वैल्यू पॉइंट्स. वी हैव ऑलरेडी फिनिश्ड द पोएम. Today I will discuss some important point and some very special things that I want to share. Now that is amenda. Number 1, it is a child. The present poem is a child psychology. The poem is about child psychology. Okay? The poem is about child psychology. Is it okay? The poem is about child psychology. The poem is about child psychology. Okay, the girl, a child who lives in the world of dream. उसके एक अपने सपनों का है. So here the child psychology, that is a world of dream, and Amanda, the girl, is a representative. Amanda, the girl, is a representative of those children who wish to or who struggle to for their freedom. Wish to for the freedom. Now what is that? Why she? A strong longing. Amanda is a little girl. She is only a little girl. And she wished for what? What she wished for? She wished for freedom. She likes not to be nagged, not to be continuously pointed out by her mother about her silly mistakes. Now, in the first stanza, that is Don't Bite to Amanda. Who is Amanda is speaking to? Don't bite. Don't bite. It is Amanda is a little school girl, and who is speaking? Who is speaking? Don't bite your nail, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit straight, Amanda. Who is the speaker of this line? The speaker of this line is Amanda's mother. She may be mother or a caretaker. She may be her mother or caretaker. But I suppose it is mother. It is her mother. So the speaker is Amanda's mother. What advice is given to the speaker? The speaker is advised not to bite her nails. She also advised her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. Two advice. Here you see the two advice. Don't hunch your shoulders. Hunching means what? Sitting lazily. So here the two advice, not to bite the nail and to sit properly. Here the two advices are given. What kind of sentence have been used by the speaker? The speaker has used what? What is it? Imperative sentence is a sentence of what? Command. When something is requested, ordered, don't. So this kind of a sentence. So, and if the word don't is being repeated, the figure of speech is anaphora. A-N-A-P-H-O-R. The figure of speech is anaphore. A-N-A-P-H-O-R-E. Anaphore. So the figure of speech is anaphore. The word is being repeated. So the figure of speech is anaphore. Now, what does the speaker think about Amanda? The speaker thinks that Amanda is a lazy girl. Her mother was in opinion that she was a lazy girl. And what is her intention? As a mother, she wants Amanda to grow up as a smart. What is wrong if a parent is doing like this? The poet who was an Australian poet. She used to write about the child psychology. Dear children, as a parents, we understand the child psychology. I know that every child has his own world of freedom. They have their own taste, own temperament, own attitude. But the most funny thing is that we the parents wished or dreamt about to make the children like us. This is the biggest mistake that we commit in our life. We should remember that child have their own liberty. They have their own freedom. Let them enjoy their own freedom. Okay? Just a minute. So, this is wished to be. Now, here the question. The question is that, here is the question, that what is the message of the poem? What is the message that the poet wants to convey? A very simple message. The message that the poet wants to convey, that elderly people, the parents, the teachers, and all the elderly persons, they should let the child, they should allow the child to have some freedom. Of course, in the world of competition, we are that much surrounded, we are that much fortified, we are that much fortified with the wall of competition and our career conscious society. Our career conscious society has consumed the childhood. I could well remember that when we were child, we have a field and at least we play 2 hours or 1 hour every day. But since the urbanization, the growth of apartment culture has shrink the field, so the children are confined to home. They are not involved in any physical activities. Involvement with the physical activity, involvement with the friends, involvement with the neighbor, they may share their feeling. To whom the child will share? Parents won't listen. Parent won't listen. As in the diary of Anne Frank you have read, that why a girl of 13 years decided to write the diary. Because in spite of that, she is having family members. But they were not patient. They won't hear her feeling. So she takes her diary. She decided to write a diary. So we, as an elder, we should understand that children should be given freedom. They should not be criticized continuously. A child should not be criticized continuously or issue that does not regularly. Of course, there is a problem. A child is a child, and with the passage of time, whatever the etiquettes, whatever the behavior patterns, whatever the code of conduct that a parents want to inculcate in his or her child, they should realize that why they compare themselves with a child. I am very really sorry to say that we become hypothetical. We always present, a parents always present the highest standard of something else. What is the point in it? Why? That is the message, that we should not present the highest standard of anything before a child. Because if we start comparing our child with our own, you are 40 years or 50 years of a father or mother. Remember your childhood. A parent or an elder should remember his own childhood. When they will remember his or her own childhood, they will allow freedom to the child. So message of the poem is very clear, that children being nagged, so there is a continuous nagging may hinder the proper growth. Continuous nagging, continuous complaint may annoy, and it will certainly going to hamper the all around development of a child. If you wish to be an all around development of the child, you should stop nagging, complaining, pointing out the mistake of the child. That is what the message of the poem. Now, the speaker in the poem nagged the little girls. क्यों उसको बार बार नैग कर रही है? The speaker in the poem keeps on nagging Amanda for every little things. As you have seen in the first, don't. The next, have you finished your homework? Then again, don't. Have you tied your room? I thought you have to. So these are the things that the girl was continuously nagged. Then why? Why for little? Sometimes he said don't. She keeps on asking questions. So this is what? She is being nagged. Nagged to be fit, nagged to be a smart. But here the answer that she wished to be mermaid. What is a mermaid? Mermaid is a what? What is a mermaid? A mermaid is a creature. She imagined herself to a mermaid that is half girl and half fish. A creature with woman head and body of a fish. Head of a girl or of a woman, that is, and next the body of the fish, that is Jal Pari. We called it water queen, that is mermaid, the fish. So she wished to be moved. Why she wished to be a mermaid? Because she wants to move freely. She wants to enjoy the freedom. She wants, because a child has his own world. She doesn't want to be overindulgence. As she has been continuously, but she hardly cares. In spite of that, regularly she has been warned. But she doesn't care. She is living in an own world. She is thinking about the freedom. The freedom, what here you see, the freedom that she is talking about. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Here, this is the answer. Languid sea. What is the languid sea? I have already told you, languid. Languid means relax. Understand? Undisturbed sea, which is bright. Emerald, that is bright and that is green. Relaxed sea, undisturbed sea, that is green. That is following. So, there is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me. Who is me? Me is what? Me is Amanda. Amanda, me in this stanza is Amanda, who is a little girl or a school going girl. How does the mermaid swims in the mermaid swims freely. The mermaid swims happily, freely into the green water. Into the green water. Water of what? Water of the sea. Now, what is the mood of Amanda? Amanda is lost into her own world. She was in mood of what? A mermaid drifting blissfully. So here, what is the mood? The girl was lost in her own thought. So the girl was lost in her own thought. The girl was lost in her own thought. In her own thought. She is living, enjoying own thought. Did you finish your homework? Again, did you finish? Did you tidy your? I thought. So who is the speaker? Again, the mother is the speaker. What is the attitude of the speaker? Authorized. The speaker's attitude to dictate, to prove, to boss the Amanda. She was authoritative. What the speaker advised? What is the advice given the speaker to the Amanda? The speaker, who is a mother, advises, complain that she should do her homework and should make her room neat and clean and polish her shoes. But this advice is not taken seriously. But this advice is not taken seriously by Amanda because there is no affection or warmth in the advice. No affection. Advice, any code of conduct, if it is inculcated with love, with warmth, with affection, with sympathy, with understanding, then it will be fruitful. But funny thing is that whenever we want to guide, we become harsh, we become emotionless, we become heartless. So this is, if you are not sympathetic, if we are not sympathetic to the children, they would turn rude and rowdy because they want some space. Here Amanda wants some space. She is irritated and annoyed by the continuous complaint. Continuous complaint. So अमेंडा का जो रिएक्शन है, her reaction is that she is still lost her nerve out. And here you see what she say. Do you finish your homework? I thought you told shoes. Then I am an orphan roaming the street. Here you see, why does she say so? Why Amanda wished to be an orphan. That is the height of her annoyance. She is that much irritated, that much annoyed and frustrated that she wished to be parentless. Imagine the most lovely thing, the children are mostly possessive about their parents. And look at the annoyance. The child becomes so rude after continuous attack, after continuous nagging, that she wished to be orphan. Her Amanda is not an orphan. But why she says so? She says so because she is sick of being nagged. She is tired of being nagged. She is frustrated of being nagged. So, just imagine yourself. If you are continuously nagged, complained, poked out, same situation may happen. The speaker in the poem keeps on nagging about her work, about her habits, about her etiquettes, about her negligence. All these things make her to feel that, alas, if she would have no parents, she might have enjoyed freedom. Amanda thinks that if she had been an orphan, nobody would have interfered. Nobody had ever nagged him. So here you see the height of a psychology. A child felt irritated, and when he felt irritated, he neglects his work. He neglects his study. Sometimes the parent comes to us, sir, he is not reading at all. Oh, sir, how many times you will say this like this? The continuous complaints irritates a child. The over-tuning is not good. Let him grow. Let him grow according to him. Why you are emphasizing? Let him think. Let a child should think about his or her own world. That is what we can do as a parents. So, here, the story now, what she wished to be, Rapunzel. Here you see I am the orphan roaming, silence is gold and freedom is sweet. Silence is gold and freedom is sweet. So, what the girl is yearning for? The girl is yearning for freedom. She is not happy by her surroundings. She is a fun-loving girl and she wants a carefree life. Okay? Now, don't. So, here the story of Rapunzel. A very interesting story. Rapunzel, how the name Rapunzel came to. Actually, there was a girl, a couple, a lonely couple was living nearby a farmhouse. The farmhouse that was fortified. Into that farm, a kind of a vegetable, salad making for Vlas, Rupens, is grown. She was pregnant. The couple was pregnant. She wished to eat some salad, Rapunzel salad. The husband break into the wall and enter into that vegetable garden and brought the Rapunzel, the vegetable salad. She eats and she demands more and more. And then again the husband break into the wall and enter. A day he was called by the master. He begged for his mercy and he put a condition that, okay, I will make you free, but there is a condition that you will give your baby child to me. So for the freedom, the child was given to that, the gardener. And with the passage of time, the girl grew into a beautiful girl child, and the couple has given her daughter to that landowner, and the landowner captured her into that huge tower because she was beautiful, and there was no door in it. There was only one window, and her father used to climb. See, Rapunzel, let her hair down. This is what she used to say. Thank you.